Bennett Davison here with the EuroHooplife podcast. Angelo, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, brother. It's great to see you after all these years.
Man, how old were you? You were playing with Jeremy Rosati at Casa Grande over in Northern California. I was probably in the middle of my professional career. Came back and did some summer camps, and you and Josh Accornian were the studs back then. It's been a,
Yeah. I was. You met me. I just celebrated my 18th birthday, so I was in my last year of high school basketball.
Yep.
I transferred and went to the United States as an exchange student for 1 year,
Yep.
and balled out for a year, and I got a lot of offers, great offers, scholarships from
Yeah,
the
you
best
had to
schools.
progress. I mean, your skills progress. I mean, like this, it was 2 or 3 years, and you just can't turn into
Yeah,
a stud. So, well, let's get into
thank you.
this. Well, as you were saying, it was an 11-year professional career that you
Yep,
had to
11
play.
years, 8 years in France and 3 years in Greece.
So, well, let's talk about Greece. Let's dig into it. Give me little details of the team we're going to be talking about. I'll put this up on the Euro Hoop Life YouTube channel, and we'll go over the details of what happened in Greece because Greece is a very
Fantastic.
fascinating FIBA basketball industry.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It is. And there are many things, many parameters that you guys need to understand when it comes down to Greece. Um, in comparison to the French market, it's much more insecure and unsafe when you think of financial stability, when you think of getting paid on time, when you think of having all clauses of your contract to get respected. It's a little bit more obscure. It's not as straightforward. If you go to France, whatever you have signed on your contract, it's gonna be respected. It's legally binding. It's you have the workers' protection of the French system. So I'll give you all those details after,
Okay.
because you may get less money in France in comparison to other greater markets like Turkey or Spain or maybe even Greece with the top teams. Germany pays well, but the main thing is in France, you're getting 100% of every single dollar that you've signed for.
And that goes
And that's
throughout the whole league. Is what
Pro
your
A, Pro
reputation
B,
is.
even National One. As soon as you are part of that French system, you are protected by the workers' bargaining agreement. That you're French, American, from Sweden, does not matter. You are protected under the working laws of France, and there is no way that an employer cannot pay everything that he owes you. You cannot break a contract, and you're always going to be a
Awesome.
winner.
So as a French as a
That's
whole, that's a good place to be able to start to go there.
Yes,
Like you said, less
yeah,
money, but you're going to get that money. Well, let's dig into it.
exactly.
What team are we going to talk about? What's the location?
So,
How do they treat you when you were there?
so focusing on Greece real quick, I
Yeah.
played for
Excuse me.
three
Yep.
teams. Yeah, I played for three teams. I played for Trikala, who was a long-standing A1 Alpha ENA, as we call it in Greece, team. So the first division is called EBA, HEBA, and you have the second division called F.I.B.A, which is A2. So A1 and A2 is the acronyms for the first and second division in Greece. So the main thing is I played for Trikala. That had a 10-year tenure in first division, and we had a great year. We had the smallest budget in the league, but we overachieved. We're one win away from playoffs. But within all this process of winning, we still had many struggles to get money, to get our salaries. American players over the Christmas break were left stranding with no money.
How long into the
Spent
season did that start to happen?
Oh man, 2 months within this 2 months. Like, people got paid in August and September, and then
It just
by
dried up.
November it started to get shaky. Yeah, it
2 weeks.
it
They
was
give you those
difficult.
2 week. Hey, the guy who's supposed to pick up the money's on vacation. He's out of town.
Exactly,
He'll be back in 2 weeks. Just keep practicing and doing everything normal.
exactly. And the thing that guys need to understand, especially as foreigners and Americans going overseas, are expendable, because you have such a great amount of guys that are capable players and that just are waiting for an opportunity. They're thinking like, maybe we can squeeze a few months out of this guy, cut him, get a new guy that is hungry for a contract to get in,
Yep.
and get this guy 3 months, and then cut him and get another. That this is a very vicious
It's an ugly,
circle.
yeah. It's an unorganized, chaotic circle. So what
Exactly.
city were you actually in? Because we're specifically talking about this team in Greece. What was the city you
Right.
were in?
So it was in the city of Trikala,
Okay.
Trikala, Trikala, and After my first year, they had another year in A1. It got even worse financially, and they literally bankrupted by the time that I was done with my second year playing professional in Greece. So I played 1 year for them. I was one of the blessed guys that got all of his money. They only owed me like 2,000 euros in bonus money because of the fact that we saved our spot in the first division.
Yep.
And I was one of the three best players, one of the top 5 Greek guards in the league. So I had that mean of putting pressure on them. Like, if you don't give me my money, I'm not playing Saturday. I'm not practicing. I had that kind of a pull.
So this team no longer exists.
No longer exists at the professional level. Neither amateur level. I think that they disappeared.
Okay.
So the second team, but the reason why I speak about them is because many teams today still function like this one. That's why it's important for people to understand that what I went through and what some of my American teammates went through is still happening today. I had some teammates that were earning less than $1,000 to play first division. Imagine that. It's sickening. So the main thing is that the structure in Greece also, and I'm trying to stay like structured in the way I present it, but when you go to Greece as a foreigner, they're going to go this way. They're going to pay you a salary. They're going to give you 3 meals a day. So they have partnerships with local restaurants, or if you stay at the hotel, because you're not guaranteed to stay in an apartment, you can also stay at a hotel for a whole year. They have agreements with hotels and partners. So you're going to get your 3 meals a day. You're going to stay either in a hotel or an apartment, and they're going to give you a car. That's standard contract for any foreigner, because you have to be able to move around.
Greece can be Athens and stuff. They can be a little chaotic to drive around in. So sometimes you may just want to just grab a taxi or something and get around that way.
But definitely. But if you're in Trikala, which is a smaller city in continental Greece, you're going to need your car.
Okay.
So that's the standard contract. No matter who you are, you're going to get that triple header: the salary, the meals, and the lodging, either hotel or apartment, and / car.
And with any of that situation, when you're in Greece, did you have to file any arbitrations? Obviously, I created a short little 3-minute video on the top 14 teams. I think 6 out of the top 14, 15 teams were in Turkey. There was a couple in Greece, things of that nature. So I think it's one of those things, the farther east you go towards Asia and stuff, the less reliable you're going to be able to have. I mean, I was in Turkey and they just handed me stacks of cash, and I came home with $40,000 wrapped up in my socks around my ankles.
Exactly. And in Greece, they're going to pay you cash as well. I got most of my salaries in cash for my first 2 years.
Did you have to file any arbitrations or anything of that nature?
So the main thing is this: the money was so little of what I was owed, because the luxury I had as one of the top players is that I got most of my money. Actually, I got all of my salaries. The money that was owed to me the first and second year were only bonus money.
Okay.
So it was like 2,000 the first one and 1,500 for the second one. That was what was owed to me. But all of my salaries were already in the bank.
You never really had an issue of it, but like you could say in the history.
Yeah, because the main problem when you go to arbitration is that it costs money for you to do it. And it then takes a lot of time for you to get that money.
This is the exact reason why EuroHooplife is doing what it does. So thank you for giving this information, because there are reliable countries, like you said, France, but then there's also Turkey and Greece and other countries that are a lot more traditionally unreliable in going to. So how would somebody get in contact with you if they want to ask you a few questions? I mean, look at the background. How many memories and photos and banners?
Yeah, I got a few trophies out there.
How would people get in contact with you if they wanted to? And what do you have going on? Also,
it's I would be very open to help anybody that is uncertain of the situation, or that has questions about how the European lifestyle is and what they can expect as professional basketball players overseas.
Okay.
And also what is required of them, and what's the mentality that they need to have for them to be successful coming overseas, because it's not the same thing than being in the US playing in the G League or anything like that. It's completely different. And you can definitely provide my email to people. I'd love to help. I support what you do. I think it's very important. We have a duty. we have a duty as vets of this game to share the knowledge and make sure that that the guys, the new generation, have all the information that we learned on the on the go sometimes, or that we were blessed that we had old professionals that took care of us and let us know what was going on.
Exactly. Yeah,
So
I'll
that's
put
the reason why. Yeah, that's the reason why I was lucky and blessed that I got most of my money. And when I say most, it's literally I got all of my money. Besides that, those bonuses, I got all of my salaries
so
because I
you're
was
better off than most past players.
because I was well advised. My agent was a very renowned and experienced agent in the market. One of my best friends in Greece is a scout for teams, so he knows exactly who pays, who doesn't pay,
Yeah.
what team is reliable, what coach is reliable. So that's very important to have in your network for you to know, okay, I'm not stepping in on unknown land right there, and the minefield is going to explode at any moment.
Understood.
So yeah. So Kimi was the second team that I played for in
Well,
Greece.
so we're going to wrap this up. We're going to do that specifically on another podcast. Angel,
Sure.
thank you for your time. I'm going to put your first and last name on here, so if anybody wants to get in contact with you, we'll go from there.
Definitely. Awesome.
Thanks.